Listen, if you don't watch this till the end, you're going to keep losing without even knowing why. I'm not joking. Because right now, there's a girl in your life who has already decided what you are. Not what you could be, not what you feel inside, what you are. And the worst part, you helped her make that decision. Every nice reply, every fast text, every time you played it safe instead of real, you were silently telling her, I'm not that guy. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Good. Because nobody tells you this straight. You think attraction is something you build over time. Wrong. It's something that can flip in a moment or stay dead forever. And right now, for most of you watching, it's dead. But here's where it gets dangerous, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you something that once you see it, you can't unsee it. A shift so small, so subtle, but so powerful that it changes how she feels around you without you even saying much. No cheesy lines, no risky confession, no awkward I like you speech that ruins everything. Just a switch. And once you understand the switch, you'll start noticing things that were always there, but you were blind to. The way she looks at you, the way she responds, the moments where everything almost changes. Yeah, those moments. So here's the deal. You can either keep doing what you've been doing, stay the safe option, stay the backup, or you can finally understand what actually makes someone see you differently. But if you skip this, you're choosing to stay exactly where you are. And deep down, you already know that's not what you want. Step 1, stop acting like a fan. Let me tell you something most people will never admit. The moment you start treating someone like they're special in a way that puts you below them, you've already lost the game. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's real. When you act like a fan, you laugh too quickly. You agree too easily. You filter your thoughts because you're scared to lose her approval. You become predictable, safe, comfortable, and comfort kills attraction. Because attraction lives in tension, in curiosity, in unpredictability, think about it. Why would she ever look at you differently if you behave exactly like every other guy who's trying too hard to impress her? She won't. But the moment you shift, the moment you stop trying to win her over and instead start expressing who you actually are, that's when everything changes. Now you're not reacting to her, she's reacting to you. You tease her playfully, not disrespectfully. You disagree sometimes. You don't rush to fill silence because you're not afraid of it. And suddenly she pauses because you're not like the others. You're not chasing. You're not begging for validation. You're not trying to earn her attention. You're meeting her at eye level. And here's the crazy part. That shift alone, just that, can completely change how she feels around you. Because now, instead of seeing a fan, she sees a man with presence. Step 2, shift the vibe. Here's where things get subtle and powerful. You don't change how someone sees you by announcing it. You change it by shifting the feeling they get when they're around you. Most people think attraction is about words. It's not. It's about energy. Let me explain. If you've been acting like just a friend, your interactions probably feel light, fast, and safe. You joke, you chat, you move quickly from topic to topic. There's no depth, no pause, no tension. But the moment you want her to see you differently, you have to slow everything down. Your eye contact becomes stronger, not creepy, just steady. Your voice becomes calmer, less rushed, more grounded. You stop trying to entertain. And something interesting happens. Silence stops being awkward and starts becoming powerful. Because now, instead of filling space with nervous energy, you let her feel your presence. And that's rare. Most people are uncomfortable in silence. They rush to escape it. But when you can sit in it confidently, that's when she starts wondering, why does this feel different? That question is everything. Because attraction often starts as curiosity. Not, I like him, but there's something about him I can't quite explain. And that's your opening. Not by forcing anything, not by making it obvious, but by changing the emotional atmosphere every time you're around her. Same person, completely different vibe. Step 3, show intent without pressure. This is the step where everything either works or completely falls apart. Because most people go to extremes. They either hide their feelings forever, hoping she magically figures it out, or they drop everything at once like an emotional bomb. I've liked you for so long, and just like that, boom. Pressure, awkwardness, distance. But there's a smarter way, a calmer way, a more powerful way. You don't dump your feelings. You reveal them gradually through small, confident moments, a slightly longer look, a more intentional compliment, a statement that carries just enough weight to make her think twice. Not something overwhelming, something intriguing. Because attraction grows best in space, not pressure. You want her to lean in, not step back. So instead of trying to force a reaction, you plant a seed. Something like, "You're not as simple as you pretend to be." Now she's thinking, now she's curious. Now she's replaying that moment in her mind later. And here's the key. You don't follow it up with nervous energy. You stay calm, grounded, unbothered. Because confidence isn't loud, it's controlled. And when you show intent without needing a specific outcome, that's when it becomes powerful, because she doesn't feel trapped. She feels invited. Step 4, don't chase, create space. This is the part most people resist because it feels counterintuitive. You think, if I like her, I should show more effort, more attention, more presence. But here's the truth. Too much availability kills mystery. And without mystery, attraction fades. When you're always there, always replying instantly, always initiating, there's no room for her to feel your absence. And absence creates emotional awareness. It makes people realize what you bring into their life. So when you pull back, not in a manipulative way, but in a natural, self-respecting way, you give her space to think, to wonder, to notice. You stop overextending. You stop forcing conversations. You focus on your own life, your own growth, your own direction. And suddenly, she starts leaning in. She messages first. She asks questions. She pays more attention. Why? Because now she feels the shift. You're not orbiting around her anymore. You have your own center, and that's attractive. Not because you're playing games, but because you're no longer depending on her attention to feel complete. And that's the ultimate difference. When you don't need her, that's when she starts to see you in a way she never did.